You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that actually does not stay crunchy in milk. It gets just super soggy.
Just immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't leave us in the sun.
That too. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Samantha.
We have a great show for you this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. A bunch of news go over. There was a Nintendo Direct here recently, so we're probably going to be talking a lot about Nintendo stuff, but then we might sprinkle some other stuff in there.
Yeah.
But
it was a really, really good Direct.
It was a very good Direct. I'm excited to talk about some of this stuff.
Stick around for that.
Oh, yeah. But first, let's talk about some things we've been checking out.
So I started part of the Dark Crystal series.
Oh, yeah. How is it?
It looks good. I mean, it looks way better than the original movie.
I still need to see the original movie, which is on the list of
It is on the
movies
list. We gotta watch that.
for the other podcasts,
Which we should do episodes for, but
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. Let's
which is called No, I Haven't Seen That.
Yeah.
And you should check it out. It's on the same podcast feed as this one.
It sure is. But anyway, the Dark Crystal, this is a prequel, right?
Yes, it takes place before the film.
Okay.
I'm not really 100% sure how far before the film.
I thought it was like 100 years or something like that.
Maybe it's hard to tell because the the Skeksis and stuff live for a really long time.
Well, so do Gelflings. They're like elf live kind of thing.
I'm not sure.
Really?
Like I said, there are all kinds of Gelfling characters. Like they're all over the place.
Okay.
And they even talk about like there are different tribes of Gelflings that live in different areas of the world and have completely different societal things and
Cool.
And the Skeksis aren't the villains necessarily yet.
Oh, really?
They're obviously like bad guys because they talk about like the things they're doing.
Well, they're the negative, like all the negative emotions,
and the mystics were all
the mystics were all the positive.
Yeah. The episodes are like an hour and something long. They're like mini movies.
Oh wow.
geez.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a good reason not to get through all of them.
Yeah.
All at once. Yeah. Wow.
That's why I've been so slow at getting through Mindhunter. It's just they're so long.
Artistically, it looks great. Other than that, I really have nothing to like. I'm not like that deep into it to really go, this is what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe it doesn't ever get that deep because that's what I've heard about the movie.
It's, you know what, there's a little bit of lore to the original movie if you dig deep. I think
They talk about some things within the movie, but I think this series kind of touches on the things that
is going to fill in the gaps, kind of. Jim Henson bit off a little more than he can chew. Listen, I love Jim Henson. It's, all of his stuff is great, but yeah, I honestly think Dark Crystal might be the weakest of the stuff he made. He tried to put too much.
Yeah, that one's definitely like
in his head. Yeah, like,
in comparison to some of his other works, is like extreme high fantasy.
Like it made sense to him, like the world and everything made sense to him, but there wasn't enough of it. But with it being his first like non-Muppet film, there wasn't enough translated from what he had made in his brain to the screen to really make it. Yeah,
I don't know. Part of me likes movies where like there's this greater world that you don't know about,
open to interpretation,
but it doesn't insult the intelligence of the consumer to like have everything explained, like the original Star Wars film.
Yeah,
like they mention things, but that's all they do is they mention things as these are past events.
Right, but there's a difference between leaving things open to interpretation and just leaving gaps in your storyline that is to the detriment of the story, I think.
Yeah. One thing is like I thought was kind of weird, but like I can't remember the name of it, but the three-eyed Star Witch lady that's in Dark Crystal.
Agma.
Yeah, Agma.
Or Agra.
Agra, yeah.
Yeah.
She's not voiced by Frank Oz.
Yeah, I didn't figure he would have much to do with the series, honestly. I think he's mostly
like,
retired.
He's like that.
Yeah.
He's a creative genius, but also
kind of persnickety.
Yeah. That's
kind of
a good
grumpus.
way to put it.
Yeah. But I'm not surprised. But did they find someone that sounded pretty similar?
I haven't really gotten to her in the film, but I happen to be looking through the cast.
Chances are they got who is currently doing the voice of Miss Piggy.
It's some lady. I can't remember her name.
You know who? Yeah. The new Kermit is bad. Have you heard the new Kermit ever since they fired Steve Whitmore?
No, I haven't.
It's not good.
Really? Oh, that's a shame.
They should have called you, Sam.
Yeah. Hey, my phone's always on.
That's a very good modern Kermit.
Well, thank you. Yes.
It's better. It seriously is better than this. The guy they got to do it is actually the guy that did Constantine in Muppets Most Wanted.
Oh.
The guy that can't do a Kermit impression. That's the joke.
Oh, geez. Yeah, wow. That's a bummer. That kind of doesn't give me much hope for these short form projects that they're going to do for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That is a bummer.
Also, if you haven't seen Muppets Most Wanted, if you missed that for whatever reason, that's a great movie.
It's a good movie. It's really enjoyable. I like it a lot.
It's a fantastic Muppet movie.
Well, one thing that we could all kind of talk about that we checked out, that Pokemon Masters game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we actually started downloading it during the recording last week.
That's true. I've already deleted it.
Me too.
I am about this close to it.
I deleted it.
So Pokemon Masters is a free-to-start phone game that are free to play, but you have to, there's premium currency, whatever.
There's microtransactions. It's a phone game.
It's a phone game, but it's a little slightly more in line with like the standard Pokemon games where there's actual like battling, but the battle system's weird, and like you have to have partners with other like named characters from the previous games. It's almost like a parade of, look at all the fancy named characters from all of our games. Look at us giving them personalities.
Yeah, it's more about the people than the Pokemon this time.
Yeah, and in a sense that's actually kind of neat. I like kind of getting the personalities of some of the characters.
That's great.
Yeah, because like there's from the X and Y, one of the Elite Four was just a chef, Cybold, I think his name was. Yeah. And like he basically walk up to him and he goes, "Hi, I'm Cybold. I am the water type trainer, and you're going to fight me now. Let's cook up a good battle." And that's all the characterization you got. Well, with this game, you can actually talk to him, and like they say things in battles, and you have little mini side quest kind of things. Those are neat, but the core gameplay mechanics sucks on ice, and I don't like it.
It's incredibly generic.
Yes.
Like, any kind of gacha mechanics RPG game for phone you've played is about the same as this. It has Pokemon.
You know what? It's worse than bad. It's boring and neutral.
Yeah.
Because at least if it's bad, you have something to talk about. You can go, "Oh my God, look how bad this is." When it's just nothing.
Yeah, when I'm playing it, I'm like, I'm not having fun, but I'm also not
having fun.
Yeah, not having fun.
Yeah, like, and the gacha mechanic things, they throw enough premium currency at you to kind of keep you invested, at least for a good long while.
It seemed a lot more generous than, say, like Dr. Mario is.
Yeah, I did get kind of bummed that I got 5 of the same one already.
Wow.
So I've wasted a lot of that premium currency.
Yeah, at least they get more powerful when you get doubles, I guess.
Yeah, and right now there is an event where you can possibly get Blue, like the rival from the first game.
Who like pops up when you first start the game.
And he's supposed to be this super rare thing, and I've gotten him twice.
Wow.
Already, so like the percentages for the drop rate is all screwed up. I'm very close to deleting the game. It's like we said, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It has some high points, but it's neutral.
It just didn't do anything for me, and it takes up a whole gig of space on my phone. So I'm like,
that is the other problem. Yeah, I mean,
especially with Mario Kart coming out.
Yeah, which is another game that I will probably play for about a week or two, and then once you get it, it's
I mean,
okay.
I'm still playing Dr. Mario, but all I'm really doing is verses.
Oh, I haven't touched Dr. Mario and
I'm
forever.
like at level 200 and something in Dr. Mario. I love Dr. Mario.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm still at like level like 99 or something, like, or maybe more, maybe I don't know. But I don't know. I log on, I do enough.
Do your 7 victories so you can open a box.
Yep.
Nice.
Unless somebody starts really beating me down, then I get frustrated. Like early in the morning or late at night, I start getting all the Japanese players and stuff. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I get somebody who has like a level 2 Dr. Mario with like no assistance or anything, and I'm like, okay.
Actually, I use the level 2 Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but he has they're not playing with any assistance.
Oh,
Like
that's
there's
weird.
no bonuses.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I've ran into a few times.
Huh.
They didn't understand the assistant feature.
That's
I
a
suppose.
6-year-old has decided to hop
Yeah.
on their phone and just kind of mess around with it, I guess.
Well, they must be doing all right because they're up in like my level.
Yeah. Dr. Mario, level 2 Dr. Mario can really get you out of a jam when the pieces are up toward the top. Because he races the top 2 levels of your field.
Yeah. I like my level 2 Dr. Bowser.
Yeah. Okay, hey, another thing that I checked out, I could talk about this real quick. Over the week, Jordan and I went to this kind of event thing down in Columbus. We actually got out of the house and went to a place and did a thing. It is a kind of, they call it like nerd IRL. It used to have a different name. It was like a cosplay, kind of thing. But it's basically a monthly meetup for, kind of a nerd night kind of thing. And I know what it sounds like. I've gone to plenty of nerd nights in my day, and they usually aren't great. This one was actually a lot of fun. They actually had planned kind of things. It cost, I think it was like $7 or $8 to get in, but it covered, you got a free drink, which it was at a brewery. So it was the cost of a drink. So you're pretty much coming out in the wash, and you entered a
Raffle?
A raffle. Didn't win anything, but they had like a bottle of mead or like a really nice set of dice, tabletop dice. The theme for this last month was like fantasy night. So there are a couple folks that showed up in cosplay. It was for that what is it? The D&D thing that Matthew Mercer does.
Critical
Role. There were a couple of Critical Role people there, and it was a pretty good turnout. It was actually a lot of fun. They had this. I actually wrote my notes on the back of it. Like they had a meet and greet scavenger hunt thing. So at least they're kind of making the attempt to get people to kind of get together and talk and meet each other. It's actually a lot of fun. They've only done it for a couple of months.
Man, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, it actually, the one time that take that back. The second time a sponsored Facebook ad actually got me to do a thing. The first time were those Grip 6 belts, those really nice, they're good belts. They're excellent. I like them a lot. But no, saw this as just like a random kind of sponsored kind of thing. And it was a fantastic time. The next one they're doing is they're doing it at the end of each month, and they're going to different venues, which is also cool. Like it kind of shakes it up a little bit.
Yeah. So it's not just them playing somebody's YouTube playlist on a projector.
Exactly. I talked to the person that runs the thing, and I guess what they're doing, it's a Harry Potter themed, and they're doing a Tri-Wizard tournament kind of thing where they're going to randomly split people into teams and have like the scavenger hunt kind of thing. So it's trying to get people forced to kind of talk to and make new friends and talk to people, because
sounds terrifying.
Well, listen, we're all kind of middle, we're older, making new friends.
It is hard to make new friends.
It is difficult. I mean, Josh, you have the LARPing, and I mean, I know that was a good part of why you really got into the LARPing, right? To kind of meet new people and do cool things.
Yeah, it was something to do. I needed a new hobby.
Right, but I mean, at least, making, there's some folks that you wouldn't have met otherwise that have become really good friends.
What's like way back when I used to be a member of technically I'm still a member, but I don't do anything with it. I was a member of a Harry Potter fan group in Columbus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's all of Ohio. It was HP Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really talk to many people that used to do it except for one guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't talk a lot, but we do catch up when we can.
But you see, that's cool that you're able to make friends out, and I think it's a good thing.
No, it is a good thing because, like you said with the LARPing, I've met so many people from like all over the country. Some are cool, some are not, but that's the bag you run into.
Mm-hmm. And this thing anyway. I'll wrap it up here in a sec. But this thing, it's just a chill kind of evening. They don't have it run super late, which is also kind of nice. Like it starts
in our older age.
Like this last one started at from like 7. It was like from 7 to 10 no, I take that back. It was like 5 to 10.
Oh,
and people just kind of wandering in and out. Also, want to review the brewery down in Whitehall. It's actually really nice. It's called Two Tones Brewery.
It's very ska sounding.
It is. Well, it's not because of music. The two owners are both named Tony.
Oh,
so the Two Tones. But
you had me nervous at Whitehall.
Yeah, no, it's actually not bad. It's off of Broad.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty nice. It's actually pretty close to the Mount Carmel over there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty nice. They had a
That's right,
food
a
truck
whole mountain
with
of caramel.
chicken wings and stuff. And
I mean, it sounds like a good time.
yeah, it was a lot of fun because the cost to get in is also the cost of like you get a free drink with it, and like
hey, if I walk into somewhere and I get at least a drink, cool.
yeah, so it kind of comes out in the wash, and it's cool. It's something to do. It's something. And if anyone are interested in it,
I'm mildly interested.
Yeah, you can go on Facebook. They have a Facebook group, and they put all of their events up there. But yeah, it's really cool. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Would do again.
Hey, we played the Trogdor game the other day.
Oh yeah,
The
how was
Trogdor
that?
board game. It's very good.
Yeah?
It's a cooperative puzzle board game. It's a lot like if you've ever played Forbidden Island or Forbidden Desert.
Oh, those ones that come in like the metal tins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot like that, but in reverse. Because in that, you're trying to move around this island while it's flooding and the tiles are flipping over and disappearing. In Trogdor, you're trying to flip the tiles to burninate all of the countryside.
Gotcha.
And I think we whiffed a couple of the rules because it was our first time playing it. We won, but I don't think we were playing it exactly right.
I don't think it was legitimate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because some of the things I've seen on some of the board game circles I float in, it's kind of hard to win.
Yeah, I think we weren't playing the night rules right. We were making it so you only took damage when it landed on the same space as you, but I think the knight's supposed to damage you anytime it comes near you.
Oh,
so
okay.
we were kind of playing on our own super easy mode.
Kind of doing a fast and loose kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
all right.
still a lot of fun, and the people we were playing with, a couple of them weren't even aware of what Trogdor was, and they still enjoyed it. So
See, that's the mark of a really good game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mechanically, it seemed like it was really good.
Yeah, that's really neat.
that, and I guess I should talk about Astral Chain real quick. If you
Yes, do it, because I can kind of feed into this. I haven't played it, but I've been watching some like gameplay stuff, and I'm really looking forward to picking it up.
It's the new Nintendo game for the Switch, the big new release for the month.
And it's a Platinum game, right?
Yeah, it's published by Nintendo, made by Platinum, the people who make Bayonetta and cool action games like that.
Yeah, and also that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Platinum game that no one should remember. But
yeah, it was really bad.
But I remember.
Did they make the Transformers game?
They did.
They did make a Transformers.
The Deception, like
Devastation.
Devastation. That's it. Anyway, go ahead.
It's like a cyber cop Evangelion.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Like, it's super different and weird. You play as a cop who has a monster tethered to them that they control.
And the monster hates you.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't want to be there.
Like, the monster hates you and hates it, and if it breaks free, it will come after and try to kill you specifically.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a random thing. It just hates you. It's kind of great.
They kind of just, like, hate people. Because it takes place in, like, a post-apocalypse where there's only one big city that everybody lives in, and there's these monsters coming through portals attacking people, and that's where these monsters that you have, they've learned how to tether them and use them to fight their own kind, type of thing. But you play as a cop and you go around and you help people out. A lot of it is actually doing like on the ground police investigation before you bust in with your monster and beat everybody up. Like, the gameplay is super solid and it's super fun.
It looks very much like a Platinum game. Like, they've put like all of the tricks that they've had in all the previous games into this one.
I mean, there you can dodge attacks for bullet time like Bayonetta. The legions that you get are less like Pokemon and more like different weapons.
Yeah.
Like, I think in any other game you'd just be collecting more weapons, but this time you're collecting monsters you're tethered to.
Yeah.
And you can use the tether in cool ways. You can use it to tie people up if you get your monster to circle them. You can use it to, like, if somebody's dashing at you, you can clothesline them with it and throw them back.
Oh, it's really stylish.
Yeah.
And it is absolutely the most anime-looking thing I think I've ever seen in my
super
time.
anime.
It has that intro. Like, it actually has almost like a show, like, musical intro. It's super great.
And hot anime cops.
I tell you what, the gameplay footage I was watching, they were going through and picking up some like random like extra missions or something early on, and Lappy the mascot dog jump scared me every time it popped on screen.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Yeah.
You actually get to wear the Lappy costume.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sold. That's it then.
Yeah, between the actual fighting missions, you just kind of bum around the police station and help people out and like do little bits. You can actually pick up litter on the ground and throw it away in a trash can for points.
That's awesome. I guess there is a bathroom stall in every level, and you collect toilet paper to feed to a toilet.
A toilet fairy.
A toilet fairy that only you can talk to, and it gives you like extreme like health buffs and strength buffs and stuff.
For helping out the toilet fairy.
Yeah. Just as a totally random kind of thing. It's like kind of tonally different than everything else.
Sounds like an awful Digimon.
Toiletmon? There is that one that's just a poop.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That and the level designs, like the cyberpunk city, everything is really cool looking. But then occasionally you'll go into the portals into the astral plane where the monsters are coming from, and that's kind of boringly designed.
But I think that was kind of the point of it. It's just red cubes.
Yeah, it's a lot of cubes and red crystals.
Yeah. The game makes it very clear who is the good guys and who are the bad guys, because the good guys are blue and the bad guys are red. And it's very easy to just have a distinction between the two.
Plot-wise, so far, it seems like the good guys maybe aren't quite as good as they want you to believe.
Oh, so that guy that's basically Gendo from Evangelion is absolute. Like, the second I saw the cinematic intro where they chain up the first one and it punches the window right in front of him, I'm like, oh, this is a bad guy.
But
grab the monster, Cody, or we'll make Samantha do it.
It is very Evangelion. Like, they're controlling these monsters, and they don't completely understand it either. But it's also the only thing they can do to save the world. It's just a super solid game. Nintendo's been really knocking it out of the park lately with their Switch games, and they're not even big names.
As we'll talk about later.
Yeah,
with their like new IPs and stuff.
But these aren't even like the big names. These aren't the Marios and the Zeldas. We've had a super stellar Fire Emblem and a whole new IP.
The Fire Emblem looks really good as well.
It is so good. It's one of those where if I start playing it, I will play it forever. So like, I don't play it as much as I would like because I'm afraid that like you'll
lose so much time to it.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it with Dimitri? Is that a character on the Fire Emblem? Maybe it's just because I follow one cosplayer, Princess Morgan.
Princess Morgan. I don't know why she likes Dimitri so much.
So much. My Twitter feed is so much of that.
I saw him and I'm like, well, he's boring.
He's just blondeman.
Yeah, he's the leader of one of the 3 houses you can pick, and I saw him, and it's like if you pick him, you're like a narc.
Yeah,
like
he's like the most cop.
Yeah,
it's true.
This team's for narcs.
Well, cool. I'm glad Astral Chain is very good.
I've been looking at it. I've been interested.
I knew it was gonna be good, but it's even better than I thought.
That $60 price point is the only thing that is keeping me from picking it up. That and that you can't get it in any of the stores because it seems as though stores criminally ordered it.
Oh yeah, I got a call from a desperate man looking for it.
Just buy it digitally. Just buy it digitally.
Yeah.
Well, then you can turn around and sell your.
This is true.
Sell it when you're done with it.
Yeah, that's.
Trust me. I know because I buy 90% of my Switch games physically because Nintendo games hold so much value when you go to sell them later.
I traded in a copy of ARMS the other day and I got $30 back for it.
Dang.
Right?
That game sucks, and it was a launch title. It is old, and no one plays it, and I still got more than half of its cost back.
I don't think ARMS suck.
I had a hard time getting into it.
It unfortunately came out around the same time as Breath of the Wild, and if you try to compare, it's an unfair comparison of the grand scope.
That and
Splatoon. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it got kind of a raw deal.
Yeah, there wasn't enough content.
Yeah, there wasn't enough early enough in its cycle.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It was quirky and interesting, and the world was kind of fun to kind of like read about.
And the gameplay was fun.
It was fun for the time, but I don't regret not having it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the same way.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my thing. It like sat on my shelf with all my other games for so long. I was like, why do I still have this?
It's very much a fighting game. Like, there's not a whole lot to do after you've kind of worn it out.
Unless there's a big like fighting game like community built up around that.
And there isn't.
For ARMS, absolutely not. There's surprisingly enough, there is a huge community building for Power Rangers Battle for the Grid.
Really?
Yeah, it is getting a lot of play. If it's development, if it's like DLC and like stuff, keep improving like the way it has been trending up, it is a contender for main stage Evo next year.
Nice.
Seriously, it could very well be one of the 9.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think with ARMS, Nintendo built it expecting the community to already be there, and they didn't do anything to actually develop it.
Yeah.
I feel like if they
that's
would
why
have,
it
I feel like if
died.
they would have waited till the Switch launch cooled off a little bit, because there was that cooling period. Because you got to, like you said, Breath of the Wild came out, and that was what everyone was doing.
Well, then Odyssey came
That's
out
because
right
that's the
after
only
that.
game that was out for a while.
Yeah.
Either that or 1-2 Switch. Nobody played 1-2 Switch.
I've never played
Didn't
one
Mario
Switch.
Kart come out about that same time too?
Yeah, but
that was a port.
I know, but I still played the ever living.
Nintendo never lowers the price on their games ever.
Which
Yeah.
is good because they
Well,
never.
which is good and bad. Because if
Yeah.
you want to like buy like an old Nintendo game, you're paying for that old Nintendo game.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we get back, we'll get into some of this news. Hey, we're back. That was Megalovania by Toby Fox. He did that song, well, not originally, but that is in his game Undertale, which, believe it or not, has some news
Yeah,
eventually.
we'll get to
to
that.
it. Yeah. So
Toby Fox, who apparently lives my dream life.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's living the life. But okay, so let's get into some of this Nintendo Direct stuff because there's a lot of it here.
Nintendo Direct is a
Pre-recorded press conference highlighting new games and
Features and
features
things
in
like
the
that.
games and like it's basically a big long ad for them.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting and always cool to kind of watch and
And
get
they
excited for.
love just dropping surprises on people. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to tell you about this thing. Guess what? It's available now.
It tells you what products to buy and then what products to get excited for.
Pretty much. And, they usually run about 20 minutes or so. This one was a little over 40, and then it had an extra half hour on top of that.
Yeah.
which was just Smash stuff.
Which was, Smash stuff is good, though.
It was better than their E3 presentation they did earlier in the year.
Oh,
I'm
it
not even
absolutely was.
kidding.
Yeah, no, I am so excited, and my wallet might be so sad by this one. So I'm just going to go down the list. We might gloss over a couple of these, but I just want to kind of hit on all of these. First up, they led with Overwatch.
Which is a big get and a big lead.
Yeah, it is. I kind of thought Overwatch was starting to be kind of on its way out because of the Fortnite. But if this is what it takes for Overwatch to kind of get back into like the mainstream a little more, I'm down for it. That's cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
Overwatch was really popular when it first came out, and for a while after that. I mean, I played it almost religiously.
But it got to a point where I wasn't even excited when they were adding new characters anymore.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, these last couple characters. I mean, I never really played the game, but I like the character designs. These last couple, I
I think the
didn't
last
care
new
too
character I
much.
played was Sombra, if that gives
Oh.
you any idea.
Wow.
So it's been a little while then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it is being released October 15th.
Which would have
Pretty
been
soon.
really exciting if that Amazon leak hadn't happened.
If they
Yeah.
had leaked, that's kind of a running
that
theme with
carrying
some of this
case.
stuff. It's like it would be exciting if it wasn't also leaked.
I was hoping it would have some sort of Nintendo specific, I don't know, a skin or something.
kind of like what
Skyrim.
Skyrim or
Diablo.
Diablo car soccer game.
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. That would
Yeah.
be cool. All right, moving on. Luigi's
I
Mansion.
don't know, dress Diva up like Luigi or something.
Oh, that'd be perfect. And for all we know, they might add some stuff in at the last minute.
She would be Waluigi. What
Yeah.
are you talking about?
Yeah,
She's
so-
a little gremlin.
Speaking of Luigi's Mansion 3, they talked a little bit about that. There's a couple of new levels, kind of cool designs, like an Egyptian tomb, like a dance hall kind of thing,
Disco.
and a pirate restaurant,
Yeah.
which does look pretty cool. There's a ghost shark.
Yeah.
I'm already sold on Luigi's Mansion. I love that series.
Mhm.
And they don't need to show me anymore. Like, I'm already in.
Yeah. They also talked about a party mode.
Yeah, that dope looking multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which looks like a fun kind of distraction.
Yeah.
This looks
It's,
fun.
it's team multiplayer where whoever can catch the most ghosts wins.
Yeah.
It looked like a really big, more involved Mario Party game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why everybody has to be Luigi or Gooigi, but whatever. More power to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
like all the Mario characters. You could have other Mario characters with the ghost backpack.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to spend the money it would take to model all those Mario characters.
yeah. Although I'm hoping Luigi sticks around post Luigi's Mansion because like Metal Mario and Rose Gold Peach is around. I want Luigi to be like the Luigi of
They've weaseled Luigi into the other two games.
Really?
Yeah, he's part of the overall lore now.
Oh, that's excellent.
In the
Okay.
remake of Mario or
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion for 3DS, Luigi is in it.
Oh, cool.
You talking about?
Just Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like
And-
not Dark Moon or whatever it was called.
And they tease Egad messing around with some goo in Luigi's Mansion too. So he's
there.
been there the whole time.
That's excellent. So this comes out on Halloween,
Yes.
October 31st. Next up is a Kirby free to start kind of Monster Hunter-y.
It's not a new game by
It's
any
not.
means.
No.
It's existed on the 3DS before that.
Oh yeah, it was a side game on Planet Robobot.
Yeah.
I remember playing this.
and then
a
they
bit.
sold it standalone after that too.
Yeah, and it looks fun. It's called Super Kirby Clash. Yeah, it's a team up with friends and fight monster boss rush kind of thing.
Yeah, it's free to start, so
And it's out now.
I'll look into it.
Oh yeah, I will too. I mean, I'll look into it to start until it costs something, and then
Yeah.
I'll be done.
The last Kirby game I thought was just okay, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, Trials of Mana, the remake, showed off some graphics.
Yeah, it's a remake of a game we technically never got in America until very recently.
Very recently,
With
like
the,
within the past month or two.
Yeah, the Tales or the Mana collection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played a little bit of that, and it's very interesting, and this looks like a very good remake of it.
It does. Yeah.
Has real good-looking graphics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the look on your face, and I saw the look on her face.
I didn't mean that, but it has that also.
Yeah. Anyway, April 24th of 2020.
So we got a minute.
So we got a little bit of time. Okay, tell me what is the return of Oberdin?
I thought you were going to say the return of Jafar.
Well, the return of the Oberdin was a really kind of out of left field game indie game that popped up on Steam.
It's a couple years old now.
Yeah. But it's a really interesting stylized game where everything's kind of in black and white. But then this ship.
Almost like a pointillism kind of
Yeah.
look to the
It's like
design.
if Game Boy could have rendered 3D graphics,
Yeah.
it would have looked like this.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But the ship pulls up into a port, and you are an investigator for an insurance company for the East India
Trading company.
and you have to figure out what happened on this ship. And you have this pocket watch that allows you to see the last moments of a person before they died.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a pirate mystery.
It's not even so much
Kind of.
pirate. It's more like kind of almost like late, like
It's a
turn of the century.
detective. It's a turn of the
yeah.
century detective game. You have
Yeah.
to use deductive reasoning to figure out who killed who or who died how.
Yeah, looks really interesting. That comes out fall 2019.
It's a game I've wanted to play since it came out, but I don't have the hefty enough computer to run it.
Yeah, see, that's a
so-
game I have heard the name of but did not know much about. But yeah, it looks interesting. Little Town Hero is an RPG from Game Freak, the folks who do Pokemon.
It looks cute.
It looks fine.
And fun.
It just looks like an RPG.
It was really vague. They didn't really say anything real concrete about
They
it.
didn't
Something about using ideas to fight battles.
And that's kind of neat. That's an interesting idea. The interesting bit is Toby Fox, the guy who did the music we just played.
He's doing all the music
doing
in it.
all the music for that, and the music sounds really good.
Yeah, it's nuts for them to hire this American dude to work at Game Freak and
That
make
is
music.
Pretty impressive, yeah. So that's an October release. Smash Brothers. This was kind of a cool thing in the middle of the show. So Banjo-Kazooie was announced as one of the DLC characters.
Back during E3.
That was the coolest thing they had during E3. Pretty
It was.
much.
Yeah. And they said that, oh yeah, hey, it's done and it's going to be released like now.
Today.
It is out now. They kind of sprung that. They usually say, oh yeah, we'll give you a date for it basically. But yeah, Banjo looks really good. That was the extra half hour of the show.
Was how banjo works.
Yeah.
How does a banjo do?
Banjo is a
Well-
bear and his buddy Kazooie's a bird that lives in his backpack, and it's
It was
kind
a
of
really big game on the 64.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, and it's- yeah.
It didn't really live on past that. I mean, it did.
It had a sequel.
Yeah, but
It wasn't that great. And
yeah.
And then it got pseudo remastered or re-released on 360.
Yeah, because, yeah.
and they're really good remasters too.
Mhm.
But don't play nuts and bolts because it's hot garbage.
It's hot garbage.
It actively spits on the fan of the original 2 games.
It does. Yeah. They also announced the next DLC character, and I am so excited for it. It is Terry Bogard from the Fatal Fury fighting game series from SNK.
You were as excited about this as I am about a piece of news we're going to hit here in a minute.
Yeah, that is. I about jumped off my couch watching it. I was so excited for it. He's a character that I like a lot. I like the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters fighting games. I have a half-finished cosplay of Terry Bogard. I have the vest and the hat. I just haven't finished it, which is weird because the only other thing are jeans and a white t-shirt. So I'm close.
And a long ponytail.
Yeah, well, yeah, I got to work on that. But
you could just buy a wig.
Yeah, and that character comes out in November.
I would advise against growing a ponytail.
Probably. Yeah. But I'm really excited for that. They also said that there's going to be DLC characters beyond this set of 5 this season. Once they're not done, Sakurai can never rest.
That reveal trailer for Terry Bogard was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was all done in the cutscene style of the old Neo Geo SNK games.
Yep, and they bounced around from character to character. All the characters they showed would have been...
with your heartstrings.
Yeah, and they all would have been good contenders. I would have been neat to see Geese Howard show up.
But Terry is like the Ryu of
Terry's
their series.
Kind of the face. Well, Rio is kind of the Ryu of the series.
Terry became the face.
Terry Bogard's pretty cool.
Rio is the face of Art of Fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up was Link's Awakening.
They've showed us everything about this already, and this was nothing new.
There was nothing new here.
It's, hey, remember the Zelda game's coming out.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It looks cute and great, and I'll get it when it comes out.
Yeah, same thing with Dragon Quest 11. There was nothing new. It just said, hey, remember...
This comes out this month.
It comes out at the end of the month. Get ready.
And you should get it because it's very good.
And it's not going to have this. And it's not going to have the stupid music from the PlayStation 4
the
version.
middies.
It has
the farty middies.
Why would they do that?
It has to do with the composer that does the Dragon Quest games. He's a real piece of work.
And he owns all the music.
He owns the rights to all the music, and he's a really grumpy, nasty old man. He has some really wacko right-wing Japanese beliefs.
Yeah.
He's not a cool guy.
No, not a cool guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Also, they announced Tokyo Mirage Sessions. It was a Wii U game that was a cross between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. It plays like a Persona game, but with Fire Emblem elements, kind of.
And dancing.
And a lot of dancing. It's about the idol culture in Japan.
Yeah.
It's actually a very interesting and very good game that was unfortunately trapped on the Wii U where no one played it. And now it's on a system that people actually own and hopefully will get the appreciation it deserves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even know it existed until that trailer.
Next on the list was Deadly Premonition 2.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about this. The original Deadly Premonition is a totally weird open world mystery game that pulls a lot from Twin Peaks, and
it just has a real heavy Twin Peaks vibe.
Yeah,
it's just
that's what it looked like. Yeah,
it's just totally bonkers, off the wall, and you can
hilarious.
Yeah, and it's intentionally funny. It's funny on purpose, but it also kind of feels like it's funny on accident.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it looks really cool. That's coming out in 2020.
Plus the original.
The original is out now.
Yeah, and I would recommend picking it up. The gameplay is honestly mediocre.
Okay.
It's okay. It's passable.
You're going in for the story, not
go in
not
for the
gameplay.
story and the bonkers funny stuff. I mean, the gameplay is not bad.
Yeah.
It's just passable. They made him put combat in it because they didn't think it was going to sell without combat in it. So,
and this could be a minor remaster, so they could fix a little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
For this
I mean, they
release.
did change the title. So
yeah, that's true. Okay, Josh, tell me about Divinity Original Sin 2.
A really popular Gauntlet Diablo-style RPG game on PC.
It's got console ports, though.
Yeah, it's I guess it has had console ports before, but it's coming to the Switch
now.
Yeah, it's out now.
Yeah, it's out now.
It's got a lot of neat elements in it. Just kind of your standard stock fare as far as Europe or Western style RPG.
Yeah, it looked pretty fun though.
Yeah, and like you can interact with the world a little more than some other games in that genre. Like you can jump from place to place and things like that.
I like that it has cloud save shares between the Steam and Switch versions.
Yeah,
That helps. That's going to help it a lot.
Oh yeah,
I think.
like because say you play it at home, you port your save and you can go. I'm gonna go play it on the go, or I gotta go somewhere.
I hope this becomes a standard feature with a lot of indie games.
I'm really hoping that as well. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a really, really cool function, and it shows that like Nintendo is not afraid to go.
Yeah.
We understand a lot of these games already exist in other places. But, here you go.
Yeah.
And it's
on
got
the go.
It's got local multiplayer too, which looks like fun for this kind of game.
Yep.
That's not something you can set up easily on your PC.
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay, Doom 64.
Yeah, they're porting Doom 64 to the Switch, which is cool. That means you can play every single version of Doom there is on your Switch, basically. You got
Who would have thought?
yeah, you got Doom 1, you got Doom 2, you got Doom 64, you got Doom 3.
Yeah.
You got
And-
Doom 2016,
yes,
and you
and
got the
then
new
Doom.
one coming out. You're going to be able to play through the whole franchise on
all of
the Switch,
them.
which is rad.
Yeah.
The
On
only
the
thing,
Switch of all places.
yeah, the only
That's
thing
pretty
it
crazy.
needs is Brutal Doom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, this is like one of the first 64 games we're getting on the Switch. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So I think I hope
That
this really
is-
opens up something, along the
No, Turok.
Yeah, I
They
guess
already
did
got
get
both Turoks.
Turok, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that is interesting. I kind of wonder where that's
Yeah.
going ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never played a lot of Doom 64, but it's as close as you can get to a Doom sequel without it being an actual id Software game.
Right, yeah. Okay, we'll kind of jump over this quick, but Rogue Company, it's kind of a 3D shooter.
Yeah, it's by the people who did Paladins, and that game's okay.
This looks
If you
fine.
don't have Overwatch.
Yeah, it looks okay.
It looks neat. It reminds me a lot of that old free-to-play online game, Guns the Duel.
Oh,
Anybody
yeah,
man, we used,
remember
to,
that?
we used to play that like.
Yeah, it looks
Oh.
kind of like Guns in a weird way.
Yeah, but yeah, it comes out in 2020. I mean,
It'll probably be free-to-play.
it'll be fine. So Pokemon had 4 major things.
That's what they did. They just came out and were like, we got four things.
We
for
got
ya.
4 things. Just chill out. It'll be
Yeah.
cool.
They didn't come out and announce every Pokemon that's not going to be in the game and then laugh at you.
Yeah. No, that'll be for the next direct.
Yeah.
Basically. But no.
It's going to be Doug Trio, you're cut.
Yeah.
Chansey, you're out of there.
Yeah. It's not your lucky day, Chansey. No. So the first thing is customizing your character. That's coming back. That was kind of a thing the last
Couple.
Yeah, except
Couple.
now it's a lot more involved.
It is. I kind of figured they'd be adding this in because they're adding that online element
Yeah.
with teaming up with other trainers and stuff.
Yeah.
But looks good.
Yeah,
You could
it's
change
one of
your
my-
hair for the first
Yeah.
time, and that's pretty cool.
It's one of my favorite features of the recent Pokemon games. I like customizing my character.
Yep, same here. Pokemon Camp, which is basically like this version of like the friend, making friends with your Pokemon,
Yeah,
petting them and
pet
talk.
your Pokemon in
Pet your
3D.
Pokemon, play with them. They had a shot of that corgi chasing a Pokeball, and that was pretty cute. So
your little cat teaser you can flip in their face.
yeah, but no, that's pretty neat. So there is a food system.
Cooking
that-
mechanic?
But there's only one food.
There's only one food. You can make
and
curry
it's
on
Japanese
rice,
style curry over rice.
but you can make 100 different styles of it. And it has, they did not go into what that does. It could do anything.
It's probably gonna be like the beans.
Beans or like
Beans
the IV,
were a thing.
the IV trainer,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. And the last thing is they introduced 2 new Pokemon. One is a ghost that is inside a teacup, and it is called
Teapot.
Teapot, and a teapot. Sorry, and it is called a Poltegeist,
It's very cute
which
and
is
good.
that is just a fantastic name.
That's the most British Pokemon I can
Yeah.
think of.
I'm super here for
Which
that.
it looks like one that like certain fans are gonna be ticked off about because whenever they make a Pokemon about an object,
Yeah,
they get riled up about it, even though it's been a thing since the original series.
but at least this one, it's like the thing is living inside the physical object.
True.
It's not like a sentient pair of keys, which I think is great.
Yeah,
But I can
like
understand
the
why
weird
some
ones
people
like that.
Yeah, I do too. But I can
I like-
understand why some people might be upset.
I like Honedge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who get mad every time a Pokemon's not like a stand-up wolf.
Well, yeah. But I mean, Yeah, the one they always go back to is the one that's just an ice cream. It's
I
just
think
an ice cream,
ice cream's
and it's
cute.
cool. It's a neat looking thing.
It makes sense to have an ice type Pokemon that's an ice
That's
cream.
an ice
Why
cream,
not?
and its third form is 2 ice creams. It makes sense. The other one, and I can barely read my handwriting, but I think it's called Cramorant or something like that. It is just a Huron that can spit a fish out of its mouth.
Yeah, it's a pelican.
Pelican.
It's a pelican Pokemon.
And
There
it's
already
great.
was a Pelican Pokemon.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
this one can spit
This
a fish.
one's better. This
one's-
one looks funny.
This one's
Yeah.
this one might take the place of Farfetch'd as my favorite stupid Pokemon.
But yeah, when he uses Surf, he...
Gets a fish in his mouth.
Yeah, he jumps-
He comes back with something in his mouth.
Yeah.
And when he gets hit in that state,
Uh-huh.
he shoots it at the other Pokemon.
He basically gets a parry system.
Yeah.
And that's pretty great. I like it. All right, next up, they talk about the Nintendo Online stuff a little bit. The Nintendo-
One more Pokemon
Yeah.
thing. It seems like they are definitely making these new Pokemon have really interesting tricks to them that
yes,
they haven't done before.
they're getting creative with it, and I
Yeah.
like that a
They're-
lot.
Yeah, a lot of them are getting weird gimmicks.
And I like the gimmicks.
Like,
Yeah.
like the hangry mode.
Hangry
Exactly.
mode, or like the Corgi, if you are catching things and it's your lead, if you throw and miss the first ball, you don't lose it. It's
catches
called
it?
it's
Oh,
called
that's
fetch,
cool.
and it
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's its gimmick.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's its event. Its
If,
thing,
if
so.
not having all the Pokemon means we get more
Cool
Pokemon
stuff.
with personality like this that,
Yeah.
that actually is affected in the battles,
Yeah,
I'm for it.
I'm
That's
in.
very good.
Oh yeah. So anyway, Nintendo Online, which is something we all have used for the last year or so.
It is okay.
Okay. But one of the biggest features has been its Nintendo backlog, or NES backlog of games that you can play. And starting to, by the time this comes out, now they're adding Super Nintendo games,
It's
Finally.
about time.
which is something we have talked about on the show. That's
Yes,
something they've needed.
I've complained endlessly about the NES games.
Yeah, and it looks super good. There's 20 titles. I mean,
Initially.
I'm not going to read through all of them because some of them, I mean,
Pretty obscure ones
a
in
couple
there,
of obscure
actually.
ones. Yeah, was it Joe and Mac 2? I've never heard of that
It's
one.
a good game.
Yeah.
It's a little platformer about cavemen.
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
Cooperative platformer.
Yes, I've seen something like that.
Yeah.
There was an arcade version of that. It was under a
Yes.
different name, right?
Caveman Ninja.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah, this is the Super Nintendo sequel.
I remember the Rollerama had that
Yes, they
arcade
did.
machine. And
They
I played the
absolutely
heck out
had
of that.
Caveman
the
Ninja.
Yep.
Rollorama.
Or Zoomers.
Yeah.
Now, is that thing still open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they have like kids parties and stuff there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for
Maybe
them.
they should sponsor the show.
That would be pretty great. Some of the mainstays: Mario Kart, Star Fox,
Mario World.
Mario World 1, and Yoshi's Island. Pilot Wings, which is pretty surprising.
That's surprising. I actually really liked that game back in the day.
Yeah. F-Zero. They haven't forgotten about F-Zero, you guys?
Yeah, it's proof they know it exists.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite racing games of all time, actually.
Yeah, I'm afraid Mario Kart 8 kind of ate its lunch
Yeah, a
when
little bit.
when they added the anti-grav crap.
That's, yeah. The other one was Link to the Past. I mean,
Of course.
and
Yeah, you
Super
gotta have that.
Metroid,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
I've
There-
never actually finished Link to the Past, so this time I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, so that one I finished that
I'm,
one. That's
I'm,
a lot of
I'm
fun.
sad there's no Donkey Kong Country yet.
But it's coming.
Yeah, you'll get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if they put the trilogy on there, fantastic.
yeah.
Or if they just put 1 and 2, that'd be fine also.
Yeah.
Well, the only Donkey Kong Country game I have never played was 3.
It's the worst one.
Oh, I know,
I
but
like it.
It's not bad. It's not.
But
being the worst Donkey Kong Country game is
It's
not a slight.
Not a bad thing. Along with that, they're releasing some Bluetooth SNES official controllers.
Yeah, they don't snap into your Switch like the NES ones do, but you don't really need.
No,
to
as
do
long
that.
as they have
trust
the
me,
feel.
they look really like the NES ones look really goofy on my Switch.
Yeah, but no, that's pretty cool. There's an update to Tetris 99.
I am
Couple
so
of
excited.
new modes.
You can finally buy themes.
missions, themes, local wireless.
Multiplayer, yay!
Yeah, a second DLC pack.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
In a mode that nobody I know ever is going to play.
What mode was that?
The one where you can only participate in it if you've ever won a Tetris 99 match.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
No, it wasn't that you want. You have to have a certain score. Amount.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
It's called Tetris Invictus.
Invictus.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, none of us in this room are gonna. I mean, Josh, you might.
I mean, I made it to the top 9.
I've been second place one time.
Oh, really? You were? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, then I will never be the one that gets in here.
I'm not bad at Tetris.
I'm terrible at. Anyway, we're gonna fly through these next couple. Mario and Sonic Olympic Games 2020.
We kind of talked about
We
this
talked about it a
before,
little
I think.
bit. Yeah.
It's got that cool 2D mode.
Yeah, and that's kind of neat.
But it also has a story mode now, which is weird.
Yeah, like I was kind of on the fence about it, but I might get it now.
Damon X Machina, the robot fighting like action game.
Yeah.
It apparently comes out at the end of this month. I had no idea.
In like a week.
Speaking of eating people's lunch, I think Astral Chain
Is
is going to
pretty
eat the lunch
much.
on this one.
Yeah, there is a free demo right now, and the demo is basically the first level, and it transfers the save over. So I think they're trying to hedge their bets and try to get people excited for it. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's gonna.
I was excited for it, but now there's like too many other things going on at the same time.
Astral
and, like,
Chain looks just like it.
Yeah.
I mean, not like in setting, but like the art style looks. It's almost the same,
Yeah.
and like.
And honestly, I mean, I haven't played this, but if I had to choose between the two, I'd go Astral Chain.
Oh, same here. Same here.
It looks like Astral Chain has more like mechanics and things to it.
Yeah. Well, just in more character in general.
Yeah.
I mean, toilet fairies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. Star Wars Jedi Knights 2 Jedi Outcast. This is another port from an old game.
Was this original Xbox? Is that what this was for? Or just PC?
Well, it was on the Xbox. It was on the Xbox. Or was Jedi Academy on the Xbox?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's around the time period. Of
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a sequel to the Dark Forces games.
Dark Forces. Yeah, they dropped the Dark Forces after the second one. And
Yeah,
because
because Kyle became a Jedi after that.
Okay.
Yeah, the character Kyle Katarn is a fan favorite from the old canon of Star Wars.
That's awesome. This game looks neat. I wish it was Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
But
you
know what? I have a feeling if this one sells well, they'll figure out how to port KOTOR over.
It's a shame. It's BioWare, who's owned by EA, who has a very nasty opinion on the Switch.
Oh, well.
So who knows about that one?
That is a bummer.
EA's the company that went, well, we didn't put our games on the Switch because we think people would rather play them somewhere else.
Oh, a couple quick hits. They wanted to remind you that both Switcher 3 not Switcher.
Switcher 3. The Witcher on your Switcher 3.
The Witcher's on your Switcher.
It's still coming.
And it's still coming, and so is the Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue whatever with the extra DLC. Okay,
Does
whatever.
anyone here care about Assassin's Creed at all?
Not anymore.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I've never liked it.
Yeah. There's also it looks like a free-to-play action RPG, kind of like Monster Hunter, called Dauntless.
It's already out on everything else,
and
now it's coming to the Switch.
Looks fun. Animal Crossing, they had a big chunk on that. I have a feeling they're going to have a full, direct on that because this game doesn't come out until March. But they went over some of the stuff, like there's crafting, there's a 4-player local. You can have up to 4 accounts on one system and have online with 8 players at once. This is a big thing for this game.
Yeah.
I'm sure probably by the time you have 8 players, it gets pretty hectic.
Yeah.
Everybody running around.
People can come into your town and chop down all your trees.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, actually, there's a stamina system now. You got to eat the fruit to be able to cut down the trees, which is more
different and awesome.
Focus. Yeah. I'm into that.
Yeah.
You can place stuff outside your home, your tent.
Yeah. And that's such a small detail, but it's like...
Yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, that's what you were saying before we started recording.
My mind was blown. I'm like, that's such a simple thing. I should have said, why couldn't I do this before?
Yeah. And the last thing I have here is Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition.
They played it like it was their one more thing, and it wasn't really that big of a deal.
It wasn't. I was really banking on it being Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see.
That would have been nice, but instead we have this, which, hey, we got to remind people why Shulk is in Smash.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's a good game, and now you can play it on the Switch, which is better than playing it on the 3DS, or godforsaken, get your Wii out.
Yeah, it looks like they up-res the graphics quite a bit, so that's really cool.
Here's one thing I noticed in that trailer, like, his eyes are so big.
Well, it's called anime.
Oh, no. For like a second, like anime has like a certain style. Like typically your children and female characters have really large eyes. Mm-hmm. It's a whole innocence. But like in that trailer, like he had like really big, like, Alita-looking eyes.
Listen, Shulk was just as surprised to be on the Switch as everyone else watching the Direct.
Oh, I thought I was done.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess here we go.
I never finished the original Xenoblade.
I never started the original Xenoblade.
I mean, I'd pick it up for the Switch.
I probably, you know what? That's another one of those. There's a lot of these on here. This was a really successful Direct, but there are a lot of games on here that I am super interested in, but will maybe wait 6 months until there's like a lot of used copies out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these games are great, but not full price great. And
since this is the third time they've re-released. This is the third time they've re-released the same game.
Yeah.
And they're going to charge $60 for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I also bought that Donkey Kong game that I already bought once and not even that long ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we are at the end of the show, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. You have been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nerd Overload TV.
That's right. We're also on various podcast catchers like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. We're on TuneIn. I don't mention that very often. That's one people use sometimes.
I didn't know we were on that. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a pretty good one. It's worth checking out. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Nerd Overload Now. If you like the show and want to help support it and help us do cool, awesome new things, you can check that out. You actually can get the show a couple days early as well. Just head on over there.
Hot off the press?
Yep. As soon as I'm done editing it, it's, from my computer to your ears.
There's still steam coming off that file.
Yep.
That audio file.
Yeah. We also want to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. Check his stuff out at davidpencil.com. We have shirts. We have a store page. Just go to the main site and click on store. And okay. I think that pretty well covers everything. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Pizza out.